Wherever I come from, wherever I've been, wherever I'm going, wherever I am. I don't wanna be stoic, I don't wanna be banned, I don't wanna be dissed or dismissed, I just wanna be in a band. Wrote that song a few years ago, and I don't know how to play guitar, so. Something that's been helping me lately with dealing with people that want to know more about me is I tell them, ask me questions. I'm really good at answering prompts. I'm really good at working within set parameters. Like if somebody gives me, the more specific the question, the easier it is to answer. I know a lot of people who don't like being asked questions, like at all. And it's not that I will always give an answer or could always think of an answer. Sometimes you might have to ask more than once or at different times, But it tends to summon forward like a version of me that could answer the question if I'm asked. If I have to figure out for myself who do I need to ask a question, I get completely stopped. I just get totally jammed, and it causes a lot of problems for me. So I'm always trying to invite more people to be asking me more questions. I think maybe that's a part of these videos even existing. It's just putting out cause for questioning. So I got a comment that's really been sitting in my head because of the question it asked. A very complicated question. Seems like an easy question, secretly a complicated question. It says, funny you'd bring this up. This is in response to the anime dissociatives video. So I'm not sure what they mean by this. It's a 20-minute video or something like that. 15-minute, whatever. Funny you'd bring this up. I try to act more serious when it comes to you. But considering I'm in a rare good mood for 1:45 a.m., I'm just kind of sitting here like, can't B just stop talking all stoic for once? Can't you put on a big Chungus mask and do a little dance like the rest of the internet? And that sentiment of I try to act more serious when it comes to you, I feel like that is overwhelmingly the case for a lot of people online, pretty much with the exception of the people I talk to the most. Like, I feel like whoever takes me the least whoever acts the least serious is the people I end up talking to the most, because I don't understand that, like I don't think I put off a very serious character, but I do understand the stoic aspect of it. What it comes down to is that there's only really so many angles through which I can show myself to the world, much less the internet. But like the version of me that is like comfortable enough to be goofy or cutesy, I don't know how to bring that into a microphone without someone I trust there. I don't trust the microphone. I don't trust you. I don't trust the audience broadly. And it's not that I don't trust any of you. If I knew you well enough to know I can trust you, I might send you a video of me dancing, Like, I don't know how normal it even is, really, to actually just post, like, every type of thing you do online, like I feel like most people actually post very little online. They mostly post directly to other people they know. At least this has been my experience with like meeting other people in the world. Like none of the friends I've had or people I've met, with the exception of people who are internet creators, nobody else is like posting almost anything online, but they create plenty of content for their friends. They make Snapchat stories, they make Instagram stories, they make Facebook stories, they send DMs, they send clips. People are always being creative, but they choose their audiences carefully. And for me, there's an aspect of like fear of mockery, but not really from other people as much as from myself. I'm a very harsh critic of myself. And I think people expect me to be that way about everything, especially because I've made a career out of like making fun of bad anime. But like, for the most part, I don't engage in things I dislike. Like the joke usually with those videos was that like the reason I was so angry is because I've gone out of my way to put myself through something that I knew I wouldn't enjoy because so many people told me to. Like, that was always the sort of joke. You know, I started my career just singing the praises of My Little Pony. Like, all of my videos are just about how good My Little Pony is. Sometimes I was complaining about an episode not being good or whatever, but, like, I don't know, it was never like a big deal. You know, it was more like I have to make a video about every episode, so sometimes it's not going to be as positive as other times. But, like, when I switched over to talking about anime, I just kept getting asked about Sword Art Online all the time. This girl had just broken up with me who had become like a huge Sword Art Online fan, and like, you know, I was partly curious why she liked it so much that drove me to end up watching it, and I just ended up hating it so much more than I expected to because I'd seen like the first 7 episodes when it came out and thought it was fine. Like, I thought it was a good show that wasn't for me, and then revisiting it, I was like, wow, this is way worse than I first thought. And like, it was a while before I did like another super negative video. It's just that those ones always blew up and got more popular, and like people found me through those, and so it created this perspective that I'm like a very cynical or negative person. But it's more like I can be, but most of the time that's directed at myself. Like, I don't usually sit around being cynical and negative about things other people do. I usually am looking to other people to bring me out of the cynicism and negativity towards myself. I'm looking for art to remind me that the world is interesting, or that I can have interesting thoughts. You know, like, I'm good at bouncing off of other people's creativity. I'm good at telling you what's inspiring about something, you know, like explaining why something is good or why it sucks. But like, again, I've done so much less of that. I really don't have that many. And like, there was a time I was trying to do more negative content because of the fact that it gets more views, you know, and it just didn't always click, because sometimes the stuff I don't like is stuff that broadly most other people do. I tried to tackle a lot of like bad sequels, what I thought were bad sequels, stuff like Steins Gate Zero, you know, the Fooly Cooly sequel, and sometimes people would emphatically agree, and sometimes it's really controversial. I still get tons of comments on the Steins Gate Zero videos that are either agreeing or disagreeing, but they're like incredibly controversial in that way. I still get people who defend Asterisk War, or, you know, in the comments on that video. I was never that, like, I never cared that much. You know, the point of it was to make a fun video. It's not like I sit around thinking about how much I hate fucking the Asterisk War. Like, I basically purged that show from my memory the second the video series was done. You know, I fucking can only remember what happens in it because I have seen my own videos again. But I couldn't tell you anything that happens I didn't talk about, if there is anything. So, like, for me, when it comes to putting content online, I sort of develop what I call project personas, which is like, whatever this project is, there is a version of me that will be best for delivering that project into the world. The only stuff I've ever managed to pull off that people like really like and care about is like analysis videos. And when it comes to making something that's like fun and expressive and emotional, I make music. And usually nobody likes it, and it's not usually taken as fun, like, because a lot of it is kind of hard to listen to, in like a literal sense. But I don't know, like, to me that is the like putting on a big Chungus mask and doing a dance like equivalent of my content. I think I used to do more funny stuff, but my idea of what is funny has changed a lot as well, and I just think my sense of humor has become harder for people to relate to. Like, I used to, you know, be like, I'm gay, you know, and like the joke was, I'm not gay though. And now it's like, okay, but I am gay, so what is the joke then? To just say I'm gay? It's like, well, we know. You know, like, so I think it creates a difference when I used to say stuff like, I couldn't be any gayer and deader if I tried sucking dick and committing suicide, and then I like did those things. You know, and now it's like now it's it's not a, it doesn't read as humor the same way when I talk about, the ridiculous, like I always describe like these insane sex acts in my songs, and like people I think just think I'm, I don't know, doing insane sex acts for real, not like, expressing something fantastical and over the top. So yeah, it's like if I feel like if I put on a big Chungus mask and did a little dance, I would be so concerned about like what was the purpose of it. I know the point is to not have a purpose, but I'm not good at that. I'm not good at memes. I'm not good at like just like funny little stuff, because again, it reads differently. Go read my Twitter or my Blue Sky. Like to me, all of that is basically big Chungus mask little dance. But like, because I think like aphorisms are funny. Like anytime you say something that's supposed to sound like really eternal and serious, that is funny to me. Tropes are funny to me. Like, I'm the type of person who will laugh if like a sad dog commercial comes on, because it's so funny that they're trying to make me cry. Like it reads as corny because it's saccharine. When it comes to dancing in particular, I've gotten a lot better at it. And I used to be just so disconnected from my body that I couldn't coordinate like basic movement. I really have spent most of my life in a chair, like most of my life sitting around, not like doing physical stuff. So only in the last few years that I started like hiking a lot, dancing a lot more. And I do love dancing. I love doing it, but I tend to dance more like interpretively or just chaotically, I've only been starting to learn like actual dance moves more recently, or even like how being willing to look at myself in a mirror while I'm dancing. I had a conversation with my mom, and I hope this will put things into perspective, because sometimes telling these stories, maybe it gets you closer to understanding, maybe farther away, maybe it makes it more relatable. I was dancing in front of a mirror in the garage while she was out there smoking a bong or whatever. And I don't remember how the conversation came to this, but she said something to the effect of, well, you've always been a little bit more what was the word she used? Like, it wasn't self-absorbed. It was a word like that, but something that means like self-appreciative. She said something to the effect of that I like the way I look. And I was like blown away by how wrong that is, And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, you're dancing in a mirror right now. And I was like, yeah, so I can see what I'm doing, Like, how the fuck do you dance without a mirror? But then it occurred to me that what my mom was really saying is she doesn't look in the mirror. She can't stand to see herself. She doesn't make YouTube videos because even though she loves storytelling and has a big personality and has plans to make video type content, she gets so self-conscious about her appearance and the way everything looks and the perfectionism of it all that nothing gets done. And what I had to communicate to her is like, I just force myself to do it. Like I don't like being on camera. I don't like the way I look on camera. But if I don't show up on camera, how do I make the content? That's why I now have an animated character to sit behind. This particular audio you're hearing right now, there is no way I could have delivered this into a camera. I am too insecure to say certain things in certain contexts, in certain ways. This could only be done as audio, behind the face of a cartoon avatar version of me that always looks perfect, that never can grow facial hair, that never can grow body hair. I can look like this character, she doesn't look very different from me, but my hair is not dyed right now. It's fucking winter. I'm not sitting in bike shorts in a pond, but this allows me to be able to say more in the same way that VTubers allow, girls who do feel self-conscious about themselves to act very openly. And maybe if I had a VTuber, maybe I would have been doing dances at a big Chungus mask by now. But at the same time, also, like, that's not the type of content I watch. Like, I don't I don't see people dancing. I've never seen someone wear a big Chungus mask and do a dance. I don't know if that's a real thing or if they're just splicing two memes together, but I've never seen that specific thing. When I see dances, it's always insanely beautiful women. Like it's always Instagram just feeding me the hottest girl I've ever seen doing a little dance. I've trained Instagram to start showing me the hottest girl I've ever seen doing like action sports. Like I want to see chicks doing like parkour and karate, or like just getting punched in the gut and, you know, showing how much they can take it and stuff. Like I just like to see tough chicks do tough shit. So I've trained the algorithm to show me more of that. But I don't want to see Little Dance. Little Dance doesn't do anything for me. So, you know, impressive dance, like some kind of crazy choreography might do something for me. I'm way more interested in like parkour and like, you know, people doing crazy shit. So what you'd be more likely to see from me, you know, would be like if I started taking like dance classes and invented my own little dance, maybe I'd make a video about that, you know, like, because I again, like the fluffy stuff, like who would I be making that for? You know, it's one thing to send that to like my husband or to a friend or something, you know. Maybe if I had a friend who was a dancer or somebody who sends me little dances. Nobody sends me this type of stuff either, so it's not like I have that type of relationship. It's not like I am secretly making little dance videos and sending them around. No, I do dance in my garage to music, you know. But that also raises stuff like, if I dance to some random song, or, you know, it's not random in my eyes, but in the eyes of the internet, I'm just dancing to some random song, you know, like there's a lot of suggestion when it comes to internet posting where it's like, well, what does this mean? You know, whose song is this? What is this about? Like, I'm somebody who makes my own music, so like it feels weird of me if I were to dance to someone else's song. It feels like I should be dancing to my song, but I don't really make dance music, so, you know, recently at one of the holiday events that Bird and I attended, his aunt, who lives in an area that is being evacuated from fucking wildfires right now. I really hope that her house survives this. But at that house, I was dancing around, and she was like, "You should really do interpretive dances in like your videos." And I was like, "You're right." You know, and when I read this comment, I was like, yeah, you're right. I need dance video. I should have videos of me dancing because it is a mode of expression that would make people understand me in another lens. But it's also such a different part of my persona that it would be like a different person. You know, it wouldn't read to me as Trixie dancing, you know, and this person said B. They didn't say Trixie. They said can't B, you know, do a little dance, which maybe that's why this comment stuck with me, you know, why I had felt the need to answer it, because I feel like it's maybe more obvious why Trixie can't do that, but why can't B do it? And, you know, B could make a little dance video. Would it be, you know, would it ever reach the same audience is the question, you know, like would I release it in a way that it was just to someone else? Do I think that the people who watch this channel really want to see me do a little dance? I didn't think so till reading this comment. Like, this comment is the first time anyone has ever asked me to make a video of myself dancing from the internet. You know, like not even knowing what it would look like, just being curious. What would it be like if B did a little dance? This is the first time anyone's ever asked, you know? So it makes me feel like, okay, well, between this person saying so and my, you know, my aunt-in-law saying, you know, you should make a dance video, and me myself liking to dance, practicing dance, it does make me think, yeah, I gotta make some kind of dance. This probably for me means creating a song that I can dance to, and then recording a music video where I dance to it, hopefully with some level of like choreography or thought an effort. Maybe my brother Victor, who's, cinematographer, helping me make the video. But this is now, I'm not describing putting on a big Chungus basket doing a little dance, Could that open the door for me being able to do that? Like, I feel like maybe if I felt as though I had recognition as a person who dances, then I would feel more ready to do, like a parody of a dance, if you will. I guess I just take everything entirely too fucking seriously. I don't know how to turn that off. It's can I stop talking all stoic for once? You really just gotta, like, I don't know. The internet would have to create a context for me where I felt comfortable enough to act the way I do around my husband when we're alone, which is just such a fundamentally different type of a person that, again, I don't know how to involve that person in this content. I don't know how to involve cutesy, just having a good time, cozy, very much a cozy type of a person into this, which is like very serious, very visceral, very like involved content that is meant to make you think and feel, and like go into your feelings. If I ever figure it out, you will know. But until then, I'm Trixie the Golden Witch, doing a little dance in private. And that's that. So check out everything on my Linktree, and Trixie forever?